good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ignorant millennials. I'm here, I'm back. My name is Kat, and I'm not alone today. I'm joined by a beautiful, successful,
beautiful
social entrepreneur. Not only a social entrepreneur of all sorts. Tebogo, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Tebogo Thobejane in the house today. But before we proceed with the interview, I just want to clarify a bit of some formalities. I want to say shout out to all our subscribers. Shout out to all our followers on Twitter, on Instagram. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the aspiring CAs. And current CAs, aspiring entrepreneurs, influencers, everybody. I hope you all are good. I hope you all are ready, and I hope you all are ready to be motivated by our lovely guest. Tebogo, what would you be up to if you were not here with us today? It seems like it's been hectic here. We've been here and we've been seeing like the vibe is very hectic here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're at Slay Kids, by the way.
I'd be here Slay Kid doing hair, so I've booked out the time so that I could be interviewed for you guys.
Okay. So before I proceed any further, there's some people, our channel is called Ignorant Millennials. Okay. There's a bit of ignorant people who might know who is Tebogo. So I think if you can just tell us, who is Tebogo? What makes Tebogo trend like?
This trending thing that I never know about. Apparently I trained. I don't even know I trained. Okay, my name is Tebogo Thobejane. I'm from Dobsonville, Soweto. I was born in the 80s. No, I'm not a millennial. I'm 36 years old, turning 37 in December. I'm a businesswoman, a mother, a sister.
Ooh.
I'm not a girlfriend to anybody, unfortunately.
Oh, a wife?
No.
All right.
I was somebody's fiance before, but that's...
Send your CVs, guys.
Send them and your bank statements.
Oh, yes.
And send your bank statements is important. I grew up in Dobsonville, so I didn't grow up in Dobsonville. I was born in Dobsonville. We moved to Protea North in Soweto. Then from Protea North, I grew up in Roodepoort, which is Florida Park.
Yes.
I lived from the age of 10 years to Florida Park. So as soon as apartheid was over, my father shipped us to the suburbs, which was very boring. I went to Constantia Primary School, which is in Constantia Clough, and then I went to Florida Park High School.
Oh, okay.
Parkies, that's what they call it, yeah.
Okay. So, before we go deep into the interview, we have like a couple of questions, just so we ask so that people can get to know you a bit better. Like, you're a well-traveled person, and with being a well-traveled person, I guess I can say the same about your tongue because you taste different types of food and everything. What would you say is like your favorite dish out there that you've like?
Oh my God, I love pap so much. Like, I don't care what anybody says.
Guys.
I love pap and box and chicken. That's like my comfort food, Chakalaka. I love South African food. I also really like Nigerian food. I like a meal called egusi with semolina. I like African food. There's nothing like African food.
So African cuisine is the way.
I think that like that's what I like.
Viewers, if you're not picking it up, I've suddenly picked it up. Like umupedi straight.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm a serious petty girl.
Oh, okay. So then, then what is like the funniest thing being also well traveled that like only South Africans do that? Or something that you miss about South Africa or South Africans when you're in a different place.
Our sense of humor. South Africa have a really great sense of humor. We don't take things that seriously. The only things that I find South African very closed-minded. When you're here, you're like, but their mentality is a bit very unconservative, and I'm not a very conservative person.
Oh, okay.
I find we are still conservative even if we think we're not. I generally think that we are very conservative.
Okay, then top 3 of your bucket list. I'm sure you've done crazy things. Have you bungee jumped?
No, not yet, but I will.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but what would be your top 3? If I told you, I felt next week Saturday, what is the top 3 things that I have to do now?
Obviously spend time with my son. I don't know. I mean, if you talk about traveling, I've done everything.
Okay.
I think I'm 36 and. Yes. I started traveling at the age of about 28, funny enough. Because I
Okay.
had a baby at 24.
Okay.
And for the first 4 years, that guy, occupied my life. And then after I left my ex, with my baby daddy,
Yeah.
I started traveling because I started,
Wow.
yeah. So
Okay.
I started traveling late, but when I did, I was on a plane every month. Like I literally, I've been everywhere. I've been to China, I've been to, Hong Kong is one of my favorite cities. Paris, I've been to Germany, I've been to America, I've been everywhere. And I've experienced a lot of things. I have great friends overseas. So, even when I travel, I live a very good life,
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, let me put it, maybe structure this question this way, right? 3 things you cannot live without besides your family.
3 things I can't live without.
If the cell phone is not there,
Oh, wow.
I'll be very worried.
I can't live without my phone.
Okay.
I can't live without my phone. I can't live without knowing where my child is.
Okay.
Okay, besides family, I guess. I'm quite content, Tate. I don't know. I kind of have, but
Okay.
okay, I don't have a man. That's about it. But
So you can live without a man.
I know I definitely can.
Okay.
I can definitely live without a man. I don't need a man. I'm very independent. I was an orphan at the age of 15. I lost my mom at the age of 9 and my father at the age of 15.
Let's talk about that. Like when that happened, right? When you lost your mother, what happened to your world? Like,
It's crazy. My mom had depression, so she committed suicide. And it's something that people don't know about me. And with that depression, she tried to even kill me and my sister with her together. Yeah. And when
how did she try to
so I
stab
walked
you
in the
guys?
house. No, she walked in the house and she said you must drink something. And sorry, I've got a bit of a flu. And she said we should drink something, and I was like, no, Mom, I don't want to drink that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I could see it was like
Yeah.
black and like slimy,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like, I don't want to drink
yeah.
that. And I took my sister and I locked us in the room.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been alive at this point.
Sure.
Yeah. And my sister was 5 and I was like 10.
Wow.
So I took me and my sister, locked in the room, and then somehow they figured that we were in the room, and they called police and they had to take her away. And then obviously she wasn't arrested because she was our mom.
Yeah.
And she is sick, and she had mental illness because she got depressed when my father left her.
Whew. Yeah, no, that's understandable, hey?
Yeah. And then we rewind 5 years later, my father got murdered in Polokwane. And it was I actually found out, I said it on my Instagram that day, I found out how it happened. It was such a silly situation. This guy was a great guy. He was
So this is 5 days later.
No, 5 years later.
Wow, okay,
5 years
yeah.
later. When you kind of getting
Yeah,
over it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
kind of like,
yeah.
then you're like, how?
Yeah.
Then I come back from school, my aunt's like, yo, your dad is gone.
Sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Being an orphan, nobody can love you unconditionally like your parents. It's an
Yeah.
experience that it's painful. And we still deal with it at this age. It's even painful. Like I remember when I was giving birth to my son, I was like, wow, I don't have my mom with me. I don't have anybody with me to be with me. It's to such moments. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody I could ever be a baby to. Like I've always had
To be an adult thereafter.
And at 15, my aunts told me when my dad died, they were like, okay, Tebogo, now this is real life. You have to be an adult. So,
So, I just want to touch a bit on that because I believe that might have helped to make you the woman that you are right now. So, didn't that a whole experience, because you say your mom was depressed as a result of a relationship with your dad leaving. So, didn't that change your attitude towards men? Weren't you afraid to love or...
I don't know. It's something like at this age right now, I realize that I need to probably even have to go for therapy, which I haven't really done,
Yes.
to figure out certain things. Maybe there's a reason why I'm not in a relationship because
Yeah.
of those kind of things. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I don't,
Yes.
I don't compromise a lot.
Yes.
And it's taught me not to compromise.
Okay, that
And
makes sense.
That's what I'm used to, being alone. And everyone's always like, oh, why are you not married? And I'm like, I don't.
Okay.
If I've got my child, it's not really a factor.
So then, but tell me about now you've lost your mother, you've lost your father. What is the plan for Tebogo? Right now,
Oh,
do
after
I
it
go
happened.
do I go to school? Yeah, after that, like
Yeah,
do
yeah,
I go?
yeah, no, it was
What is
crazy.
my dream? I imagine you had it maybe when both your parents were still together. You had a childhood dream of something or whatever that you wanted to
I
become.
wanted to be a lawyer.
A lawyer. Ah,
I wanted
okay.
to be a lawyer, but I don't want to be anymore. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to study law, which is, I mean, back then it was the right thing to do. I guess it was corporate. And then I did what I wanted, which was drama and film.
Yeah.
I studied drama and film, but I had my baby on my third year,
Okay.
my final year. So I graduated with my son.
Okay.
I went to high school. I finished high school,
Yeah.
which was not easy when you don't have parents.
Yeah.
Me and my sister, we had a huge house. Like our house was like this big.
Yeah.
And we used to live alone. It was so scary and lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know Rodiport houses, they are very big. Like
Yeah.
they are big
Very,
yards. So we lived in that house alone.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but they'd give up. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy to take care of people's kids.
Yes.
It's
yes.
not. And they gave up. And yeah, I guess, you know.
So then, so after you lost your parents, the law dream shifted. Would you say, or did you find like now I have to hustle? Now I have to.
I had to hustle. So whatever dreams I had to put on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily, we did have money for school and things like that. So, you know, my sister still went to private school.
Yeah.
I went to a private university. I didn't get a bursary. Actually, like my inheritance helped me pay for that. So, but my sister got a bursary when she was in varsity.
Yeah.
So I wasn't. I mean, we had lawyers that kind of used the money.
Yeah.
That because my dad died interstate. So when somebody died interstate, they don't have a will.
Ah.
So when they don't have the will, everything automatically goes to the children.
Yeah,
but the
makes
lawyers
sense.
also steal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've had to hustle.
I've actually had a couple of friends that's also happened to.
Yeah. So I've had to hustle all the
Yeah.
time because they didn't care. Like they would send us maybe 2,000
Yeah.
rand or
Yeah.
whatever. So, and that wasn't enough. And then, you know.
So, like to most people, like when like maybe they research Tebogo, they'll be like, okay, if they dig deeper, they'll find out that actually your father was an entrepreneur.
Yes.
He was the co-founder of Black Like Me.
Well,
and
okay, so I need to, before Herman Mashaba kills me, so they used to work together as friends. They started they were part of like those guys that they brought in their first hair relaxers.
Yeah.
And you know, hair relaxers were very in at that time because they used to do the pin system, which is during apartheid, how they figure out if you're black, you put a pin, if your afro sticks, you're black. So it was not cool to have an afro at that time.
Damn.
So they brought in hair relaxers, and then I don't know what happened with them. My dad had a very big salon in Soweto, so he worked with them.
He had
a salon in Soweto, and they used to call it Kwandona, and it was huge, like the best S-curl, the best perm. It was known for that. Very busy. So I come from a salon background.
I think we've reached full circle.
Yeah. So I come from, and funny enough, I never thought I would do this, but it's actually in my blood.
Yeah.
Then after that, he founded Principal Hair Product.
Yeah.
Principal Product was a very successful hair relaxer company. It's curl and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So I grew up in the salon. I grew up in factories. I grew up them concocting relaxers and things like that.
Yeah.
So one thing I definitely do not know what it's like to have a person who works. I've grown up with my father being his own boss, and that was what was preached to me all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, because then would you say you were a rich kid? Because you talk about going to private schools, you talk about inheritance.
We were rich.
That most people don't have that.
Yeah, no. I mean, he was a millionaire.
Oof.
My dad, and at that time, you know, and he died at the age of 37, which is my age. Yeah, and he was a millionaire, fully fledged millionaire at that time.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
it's not like I grew up and I don't, you know, I didn't grow up struggling.
Yeah.
We had struggling days when he passed on.
Yeah.
Where obviously we didn't eat as much sushi, for example, but we had maybe more chicken.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, you know, I don't come from underprivileged background.
So your dad had a role, like from what I'm also getting, in terms of you now steering into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I've always been,
And so how did Instagram come about? You been on Instagram, when did it start? Because now I would be imagining, like, from what you've taken us through, now you're studying, you're doing your Bachelor of Arts in university, and did you have Instagram at that time? Or
no, there was no Instagram at the time.
100%.
No ways. There was no social media. funny enough, to say this, and I don't want to sound arrogant, I've always been popular. Like when I was in high school, I was the popular girl. Because those days in high school I used to date celebrities.
Yeah.
And back in those days, I used to have celebrity
Who
friends.
did you date? Who are those celebrities?
Very funny.
Quite an artist.
Yeah, I did quite to artists, and you know.
What era was this? Like
the Palafala era.
Okay, so somebody from TKZ.
No, I didn't say that. I dated artists. I was cool in high school. They used to. My boyfriend used to pick me up, and he was popular. I've always been popular, and I had a crew. There was that time of my friends, and we were the cool girls. So people used to be like, yeah, you know, hi, go partying. Hi, what time is our thing? You know, I've always been like a party, happy, going out kind of person. So that happened. I went to film school, and film school was like, okay, whatever. Everyone, you know, is trying to be famous. Yeah. But I've never wanted to be popular. It's just something that's always been there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So obviously, automatically, when I got into Instagram, it was girls don't travel a lot. Yeah. First of all, and you know, for you to take a flight to America or Paris, it's expensive.
100%.
And I think people just liked my lifestyle, and that's how it ended up being. Yeah. And obviously, having the body that I do. And the pictures I would post my booty at the beach, and that time people weren't doing that. It wasn't cool. Yeah. Like now everybody's naked.
100%.
But when we were doing it in the beginning, it was like.
When is this? Is it like 2015 or 2016?
Do I even know?
It's quite a while back.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Yeah.
So
I don't remember even because firstly it was like, oh, Instagram kind of gave us a market to overseas. So then that's when we realized, I started posting stuff and I'd get DMs from like people in the States. Like, okay. Hey. Instagram, what it did for me, I liked it made my world smaller. Yeah, that's what and I mean, I love Instagram. Everyone is always like, yeah, what happens when Instagram shuts down? I'll be in shit. Yeah. Because my business, everything is
most businesses. Yeah. And I actually don't get like why now people think Instagram only affects your social entrepreneurs like yourself, and
no, it affects everyone.
It affects literally everybody if it shuts down.
And but they're behind for them to think not to.
Yeah. So it really does affect everybody at full length. So then, like when you're on Instagram, like at what point did you realize I can monetize Instagram?
So I used to get called every time for parties. Club owners would call me, hey Tips, come to the party, I'll give you free drinks. Yeah. Hi man, so we're in America. When we get to America, so we would get called to the club and when we leave we're getting $200. We're like, hey bro, what's happening here? We're like, okay. So at the time, my business partner at the time, and we came back and we were like, actually, you guys are not gonna invite us at the club anymore without paying us. So when we get there, I'm coming to the club, we want drinks, and we started charging about 7,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you were the blueprint of being a host.
Yeah, I think there was Babala Mneno who has always done it, but I think she's an entrepreneur and she has a way that she works with the club, and she's been doing it for years. Yeah. We didn't know. Yeah. So when we got back, we were like, actually, every time we must be putting on makeup for free alcohol. So we started charging, and because guys would literally go to the club and be like, these girls gonna be there. Then the club owners would be like, okay, guys, come, please. And we started charging for that. And that's when we started really starting to monetize, because then we would post the parties on Instagram. And yeah.
Okay. So then like, what is like your first paycheck from that? Like, you're like, okay, now I'm monetizing this thing.
My first one, to be honest with you, was 6,000.
6,000.
Yeah, and then at that time we had Feline, so Feline took a 20% cut.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about Feline. Yeah. What is Feline? Okay. What was Feline?
So Feline management there was a bunch of us, a bunch of girls, and I was obviously the older one, and then there was one girl who was really popular, and then they used to twerk whatever, and then they stopped twerking, and then after that we founded a company because it was like, okay, fine.
So it was a collective brainchild. It was not your own brainchild.
No. It was a collective brainchild. And we started doing hostesses, bartenders, and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it was a good business. We used to have a motto called Always Booked, because we were always booked. So we'd hashtag always booked after thing, and which made a lot of girls angry because we were always booked. We still are. Well, still am. So that's what was Feedline. But now Feedline has changed. It's my company alone now, and it's called Six Figure Digital.
Oh.
Six Figure Digital, where it's now advertising and PR management, and basically, I've gotten out of the space of management. I think people are difficult and ungrateful. Working with individuals, especially, you have to work with like-minded people.
Yes.
People got areas. I mean, I had DJs under there. I had a lot.
Which DJs did you have?
Pink Molly. They used to be under. We actually one of the people that started the Pink Molly DJs, and you know they left Feedline as well. I think I'm a very hectic hard worker, and you know, I know how to start stuff.
Yes.
And
So then, like, because Feedline was like, last year it was trending on Twitter. And well, not even just on Twitter, everywhere. It was articles covered about it, and at the time they were saying that you guys were pimping out girls. And how did that do to you as a person? How did that make you feel? And what did that do to the Feedline brand as well?
I definitely don't ever want to engage in that conversation, because it was traumatizing for me, because I would get DMs from mom saying, if you guys, has disappeared, please can you help me find my daughter? My son got threatened at school. I had to get security to go with my son to school, because it was trending. But I lost jobs because of that. I had to restart my company. But I learned a lot from it, as in the kind of people that stick by you when you're going through a rough time, and you know the kind of people that you want around you. So then from there on, like I saw, like, recently, I would think that type of experience, like personally for myself, I'd be cagey or agitated or reluctant to start, because now you have the bartending one, which I also want us to speak about. Like, what gave you that confidence that, okay, I had a bad rep for this, and now, like, I mean, there's, like, the girls are nice, hot, in G-strings and everything else. So I mean, clubs have hosts all the time. I was approached by the club to source females and I said to them, I'm tired of sourcing females and making them hostesses. Why is it Batna Bakono bartender and make money from bartending, and they leave making up to 5,000 to 10,000 in a night? And I was like, why can't females do the same? So these girls are trained as bartenders, mixologists. They know how to make cocktails, they make hot drinks, and some of them are dancers as well. They dance, and it's an experience. So the whole thing of called the Bellas, it's an experience. You go to the club. I mean, I don't know, maybe because I'm what they call a baddie or whatever. I want to go to the club and see sexy girls. I'll spray money to girls. I mean, when I go to Atlanta and all those places, that's what I do. I go out and I party, and I go to clubs with. I don't want to go to a club where there's just this guy waiter who's like, hi, Sisi Kala, what do you want to drink? No. So
you want an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. So that's the experience we're giving to our clients. I mean, to book a table, it's 10,000 Rand. There's only 9 tables, very exclusive. Obviously, you have to be ready. You know, 500 when sexy girls in G-strings selling you drinks. You don't deserve it if you don't have 10,000 rands for a table. So it's an amazing concept. I mean, bartending is something I saw in New York, and I found it very sexy. That girls literally go out there and make money bartending, you know, which is amazing. I mean, you can make up to 100,000 in the States. So if they decide to go to New York, they can bartend because they've got experience.
Wow. Wow. So it sounds like a very lucrative business. So is this something that you plan on expanding beyond Joburg? Because a lot of times, most of these things just end up here in Joburg. And somebody watching Durban,
so for example, like now, the girls have been booked in Kroonstad, and to book up 15 on them, that's 50,000 Rand.
Sure.
But they give the club the day experience.
Yes. And I'm sure the club recoups that money.
Easily.
Obviously,
because they're also salespeople. So when they come there, they know how to sell.
Yeah.
That's the whole job, is to sell.
Why don't you start a club?
Because that industry is a mafia industry. I'm a girl, and I don't want to start a club. No. I mean,
so it's really the way we see it on TV, the way it's described. It's cutthroat.
It's cutthroat, and it's just too much. It's not, I don't think it's in the genetic nature of a woman to be in a club every night.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a genetic nature. I feel like it's not a genetic nature for a woman to be sleeping around. To be with 100 guys. It's not genetic for me. And I don't know, people can question it. I don't feel like it's normal for us. We're women, I talk khatan. 5 nights in a night, look at me now, I'm tired. You came to do the interview. I'm already like, I was tired when I walked in here. I hadn't done my face.
You don't look tired at all.
I know, I'm tired. I'm really tired.
You look very lively. So then you well, Slay Kid, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a fairly new company, less than a year or 2 years.
Yes.
So how did that? So I can see that is the full circle between like what you described, the journey of your father. Then like, so in the midst of all of that stuff that was happening, because even if you take it back to last year, that was when the feline thing was also happening. Was this you saying, okay, I need to branch out into something different, and something that I know that my family has a track record of being successful?
It just happened naturally. I had a salon in Soweto called Feline Looks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had Feline Looks in Soweto, but I realized that the location is not key.
Yeah.
Location is important for every business you have.
Yeah.
Guys, let's go a gourmet shop, qualificationing, but never. And I don't mean to be mean, but there's a reason why the demographics are that way.
Yeah.
If you want to sell a high-end product, you need to be in a high-end area.
Yeah.
I was selling high-end products, qualificationing, and I was always constantly having to negotiate the price. But the fact that, by God's grace, I actually took over this shop from a female entrepreneur, fellow one, and she's doing bigger things right now, and she couldn't have time for the space. And I walked in and I was like, wow, this is a perfect space. Yes, we don't have foot count, but I mean, my Instagram is enough foot count, and we do marketing, and the place is doing well. I mean, it's a boutique place, so it's not like a saloon where you have 100 people doing hair. It's boutique. You come in, you get your makeup done, you get your hair done in a private environment. You don't have everybody look. Because I hate it when people see my hairline. Because sometimes I'm like, my hairline's looking a bit dodgy, you know.
It doesn't though. I've seen like this one picture I think you posted. Like I think it's deep down there on your Instagram.
Oh really?
And your hairline looks incredible.
Yeah, but I mean, some women don't want to come to a place where everybody's there. But mono. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So
mono. So it's not a male-based place. Males come to do their nails, and maybe some males come here to drop off flowers for me or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Funny enough though, the only thing about having this business, guys, please give me space. Because honestly, I have people coming in with, I don't mind, but it's a bit scary. I have guys coming in with flowers and boxes of chocolates and bouquets and...
How, but they shooting their shot.
I understand, but
where must they shoot their shot?
What if there's a psycho who's like obsessive or something?
But that's the inherent risk of
what you do.
This is what I've learned about
it. At least now, because people know where I am, they know where to find me.
Because it's just like staying in a suburb. Like it's an inherent risk that you're mostly going to be targeted for a robbery, whatever, or a hijacking and so forth. So I think it's inherent with the line of business that you are in.
Yeah. It is the risk. I mean, I was asked today what was one of the funniest things that happened to us, and we said we went to a hosting in West Africa, and when we got in there, the person that booked us, they didn't even stamp passports. We just ended up, then like on the Sunday, the person started acting psycho.
What?
It was fucking crazy.
That is very, very, very...
Acted psycho, we're all the way in Ghana, we don't have stamps, people don't even know if we've entered or exited.
That is very scary. So then, I'd like to imagine there's a lot of challenges that you face in running a salon. What are those challenges?
Firstly, having a business with a business partner is very challenging because we have different ideas on how we work. Secondly, it's also, it's new. Slay Kid is going to eventually be a school.
Wow.
Yeah. So, because it's leading kind of to why I also have the Butlale Foundation, because I believe that it's good to give girls advice, when they're young, if I had knew some of the stuff I knew now,
then
I would be far.
So it seems like you in having it as a school, it clearly says that you want to build more women to become independent and entrepreneurs. Because I mean, that's the way to go. I mean, like nowadays, people are losing jobs because we depend on like X company and so forth.
So basically, it's more like it's going to lead into school, which is also going to be employing kids. So once you leave the school, you get employment.
Okay.
At Slaked, I'm hoping to have a few branches as well. So this one is going to be this because you can see the space outside. Yeah. There's space for a school. Yeah. So it'll be a lash school, a nail school, a braid school, a wig school. Yeah. And then from there, it's going to lead into it being, and that's a consistent business forever. And through my foundation, some of the girls hopefully will get sponsors to come and learn to do this. I mean, when I was in the States, girls in December went to summer camp, and I mean, got June went to summer camp, and summer camp, I think summer camp had braids, and they teach girls how to braid because that's an industry that's a job. We mustn't underestimate those kind of jobs. We could make more than doctors because everybody wants to braid, everybody wants a wig, everybody wants to look beautiful. So the beauty industry is what basically raised me, and I feel like I believe in it. Yeah.
Okay. So I want us to wrap it up. To our viewers, we do have a mini section that we're gonna have that we're also gonna release after this interview. It's gonna be more fun, and everything else we will be asking Tebo a bit more fun questions and some of the questions that you guys asked. But in wrapping it up, I just want to find out like, what are the future projects that you're working on? And so it's 3 questions. And what is advice you'd give to your 16-year-old self? And what is the biggest misconception about Tebogo?
The biggest misconception about me is that maybe they think I'm dumb.
Okay.
I don't know when having a fat ass constituted to not having brains.
Okay.
Because it was blondes. Now it's fat. Girls with fat asses don't have brains. We're supposed to be blonde. And excuse me, we're actually forced to be reckoned with. Yes. I'm very clever. Graduated top in my varsity. Not high school. Yeah. I was busy dating quite the stars. But in varsity, I graduated top of my class. Yeah. That's one misconception. Secondly is that maybe they think that a lot of people always tell me when they meet me, they always say, I'm so down to earth. I'm from Soweto. Like there is no reason for me to be classy. I'm vacationing. I mean, I used to go to my grandmother's house all the time. So I'm generally very down to earth. So when people come talk to me, I'm always nice. Sometimes too nice. I love people. Yeah. That's one thing about me. It's actually one of my downfalls that I really like. I care a lot. Yeah.
Then your 16 advice to 16-year-old self?
Oh, guys, it's never too late to start. You can start your business from the age of 16. You should always get yourself in the process of working.
Do you believe that everybody then should be an entrepreneur?
Some people, to be honest with you, you're born one.
Mm-hmm. So is everybody born one?
No.
Okay.
Then it wouldn't be a normal world. Some people are born to work, and some people are entrepreneurs. I've even seen from my family, there's a way that people have, you have to have a level of confidence to be an entrepreneur. I remember yesterday, I didn't make a payment. And not because I can actually do that payment, but I've got other priorities to make that payment. Yeah. So I asked a friend, please go buy on Tuesday, you know. You have to go to those days where, hey, sometimes you don't have money. Yeah. Some people can't deal with that. Yeah. The fact that end of this month, I don't know when I'm going to get paid. Yeah. I really don't.
That's scary. It's very, you need to
Not everybody can handle that. Yeah. That's enough to make somebody mad. Yeah. So, like someone like me, I know I'm running this business and I'm not going to earn a salary from here for a long time because we have to keep injecting stuff into the business. I get told 10,000, I stock. I get told 5,000, I put into skill development for my staff. So for the next 6-7 months, I think the best that this business, and people must start thinking that I'll be rich. No, I'm not rich. The best that probably this business will do is pay my medical aid. And pay itself. I just need to make sure I break even because I've got bigger plans. Yes. And you have to be patient to be an entrepreneur. Yes. And don't really follow through. And not everybody has those skills.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you're not an entrepreneur. Damn, for me, working for someone is hard enough than being an entrepreneur. I'd rather deal with myself.
You'd rather deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So then, I guess we'll touch on it later in our part 2 then. It's just that I really wanted to find out then, like, why don't you, or have you been doing it, going through like your high schools and
I do. I'm actually starting again in September. I normally do it before exams, so that the girls get gingered, you know. Before, and I know about she must think. And I've done talks, and I got a call from a principal saying that after my talk, the girls were a bit more determined. Yeah. I focus on females.
Okay.
Mostly, you know.
That makes a lot of sense. All right. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, this is where from our side we're gonna have to wrap it up over here. But I'd like to say very, very, very thank you. Big thank you.
Thank you guys so much for interviewing me. For
availing yourself. I mean, it's been a pleasure. To those of you who don't know, Slay Kit is based in 4 ways.
Yes.
What's the name of this shopping center?
Opposite Leaping Frog.
Yes, Leaping Frog. I remember I once went here. It was a crazy party, and I've been actually inside of your premises, and I can tell the business is booming. Support black business.
Support black business, guys.
Support black women who are doing it for themselves. You've heard it here. I hope we've cleared a lot of misconceptions that you've had about her. I hope you've gotten to know her a bit much better. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am.